Greetings, my beloved. Now be you this day of your time. Brilliant indeed. Like a glorious jewel of fire within the heavens of the universe. It is indeed magnificent to be here this day of your time. The coming forth of the illustration of the stars of the galactic understanding called mass consciousness of this earth plane is indeed the illustration of the culmination that you call the harmonic convergence. The allowance of God's arm to come forward, to come to at oneness with that which is all of life. It is a celebration. It is a jubilant experience of humanity understanding humanity as God. That which you call this your earthling, Mother Earth, Hera, she indeed has called out to you through the eons of time and has allowed you to come unto her through that which you call the resonance of divine thought energy, to allow the convergence of the essence of humanity upon the earth plane, and the essence of that which is the illustration within the earth plane, and the essence of that which is above in your heavens, you call it your brothers of space, to allow them to come to a unified point of oneness, an apex, a salt, a summit, that which you call the white continuity of all that is into the understanding called the light. You know that which you call the brotherhood of the light? That which you call the Shasta area is indeed that which is a grand convergence point of the brotherhood. That which you call the brethren of your white light. It is a jubilation experience for that which are your brethren. That loves you more than you understand the word love. Indeed, we are come here to celebrate, to be in oneness, in love, in unified harmony. So go forth from here and sing and dance and make festival. Indeed. And as you bring forth your voice in song, it is the voice of the earth. And as you bring forth your movement and dance, it is the movement of her water. Indeed, as you bring forth her love, you will illustrate it unto the masses, that which you call the love of humanity, the love of God I am. You know, that which you call this your convergence is not the birthing, as some would have it known. Indeed, it is a conception. It is brought forth into a seed, into a fruition, into a merging through that which you call the posture of embracement, of understood love. Therefore, that which you call the conception of this your earth plane into that which you call the harmonic convergence will bring fruition from the womb of it, a grand birthing indeed about that which you call your year of 2012, near about that which you call the month of December. Then indeed it will be a knowing of the oneness of all life, the divinity therein. There will be many other convergences of a sort. This is merely the opening, a window, as it were, into that which you would call the bringing forth of all that is. It is not the culmination, the absolute experience. It is an initiation into that which is the isness that is never absolute, because that would indicate finite, and the universe is infinite. That which is the bringing forth of the harmonic convergence will allow its understanding cause earth changes to a certain extent. But it need not be feared, it need not be dreaded. Indeed, it is to be embraced and understood with joy and love, and indeed harmony within the breast. There will be grand illustrations on what you would term to be discoveries during this period of time. That which you call a tableau shall be brought forth into the understanding of your scientists of nature. That which you call a pyramid shall be understood by archaeologists. You know what an archaeologist is? Entity whose career lies in ruins. You know, laughter is a grand harmonizer. It brings forth bouncing of the belly, and indeed grand glory of God. That which you would call sound is one facet of harmonizing that which is the essence of life. Color is another. The vibration of the essence called personality is another, and we will discuss these another time in your time. You have termed it a tomorrow. That which is indeed the sound of laughter, of humor, comedy, divine comedy indeed, is that which is the experience of life of a God living in joy. Not existing, living, and there is a difference, a grand one. For one is a living death and one is a living life. And there will be the illustrations called the bringing forth of your nature, which is abundant and resplendent, and that which you call song, saturated with melody it is, illustrating the brook of laughter, of bubbling, of jubilance around the rocks. It does not have grievance and complaint about it. It giggles around it. That is grand illustrated unto. There are those that do call themselves ecologists, a voice crying over the wilderness. They shall come to know peace within their breast. For that which you call nature will realign itself during the convergence, as you have termed it to be. That which is the bringing forth of nature shall re-splendorize the world. It shall indeed be a grand mirror unto the earthlings, that which you call humanity upon the earth. As it comes forth in fruition, it blossoms, allowing its tendrils to intertwine and embrace one another through the vine, and in the honey such the wrath along the breeze, and a summer wind as it kisses your cheek, and allows indeed playfulness along that which you call the tresses of a youth's hair. Indeed, that which you call the earth, the water, the wind, and the fire will indeed come forth and sing its song through you, as it introduces its essence into the earth plane to align the elements into harmony. That which you call the 144,000, there has been much chitter-chatter about this. It is indeed that which is the illustration of an electrobiomagnetic illustration called battery upon your plane. Those entities will indeed assist in the conduction of the energy in its most receptive points into the earth plane, and allowance of the bringing forth of the current, as you would term it to be, of the God I am essence. They're all about that which you call 550 million entities that shall participate in the understanding called convergence of this your time flow. Those entities will be likened unto that which you call transformer, a stepping up of the energy that has been introduced. And indeed, bringing forth of embracing the entirety of the earth plane, all the peoples, all the nationalities, cultures, creeds, races, yea, even brothers of other planetary understandings. It is indeed a time of celebration, of love. And do you know that the love that is issued forth from the heart will wave its magic wand, and that which you call the transformation of the earth plane, the bringing forth of the fruits of what you have termed the labor of love upon that which you call this essence called terra, will come forth to bear humanity into oneness. When humanity is at one, God is one. God is known. You are all God's representations of the glorious God I am. You are all mirrors unto one another of this divinity represented. You are all indeed splendid flora of the garden of God, that which you call the arbor of earth. And it will bring forth its beauty into forbearance during your next 20 or 5 of your years. That which you call the allowance of your visual apparatus will indeed allow the senses to flow into full creative, bringing forth a perception. You shall begin to perceive beyond the physical senses. That is also part of the convergence. You indeed will participate gladly in excitement, in effervescence when you illustrate this unto yourselves. You'll begin to see color that you have not known existed before. You'll begin to indeed see the glorious halo around the entities that you call your brethren and understand their golden glow of divinity. You will begin to understand the song, the conversation and language of your flora, of your animal kingdom, your insects, even the sun and the stars. It will be indeed a galactic community in your understanding that which you call this your universe. You will understand your brethren of all kinds coming together as one, as equal as your peer. You indeed will bow unto one another in reverence of your uniqueness, allowing each to be a resplendent representation of that which you call the spectrum of the rays, of that which you call the light of light. Indeed, your light is glorious, and it shall indeed become even more so as you allow yourself to perceive your light, to perceive your grandeur, to perceive your eternality. As you go forth into forever, you will indeed partake of the horizon in an understanding of eternity. Your horizon does not end with that which you call your visual perception. No, it goes forth beyond that into the essence of the horizon of the universe, and even beyond that into the horizon of other universes, for it is multidimensional. In the understanding of simultaneity, you will perceive that which is other universes, that which is your past, your present, and your future, all concurrent, all simultaneous. You will understand that which you call your past lives. There has been much emphatic representation about what you call your past life. You will understand it is merely a different facet of your now. So is also your future. And your future and your past simultaneously exist in that which you call the tapestry of the forever called now. And it will indeed allow its perception onto you as you allow the conduits of yourself to open and become a corridor of communication of that which you call your brotherhood of light, as you introduce their light into the earth. You are what you would call liaisons or emissaries of the brotherhood. That is why you are here. That is why you resonate to come onto this gathering as you term it to be. For you have allowed yourself to respond to the soul essence desire to come onto that which you would call a mirror such as this, so that you can perceive that which be you. Very likened unto that which you would call the sons of the heaven are you. Not sons and daughters. Indeed, that which is the jewel of God that is placed very carefully into the treasure chest of humanity by your own divine thought energy, by your own indeed creative essence that brought you here in manifested form. And that which you're bringing forth of that which you call your experience of life, you allow yourself to understand the garnishment of the treasures of wisdom contained within your life. That which you call the 12 days in preparation of your previous time unto that which you call the convergence, it allows grounding of mirror unto you, so that you indeed may have before you over and over and over again that which you judge, that which you deem undesirable. And as you deem it undesirable, you judge it. And as you do thus, it is mirrored unto you again for you to not judge it, to give you an opportunity to perceive its isness, its divinity. That is what your 12 days of preparation is all about. For you to clarify and bring into harmony unto yourself, so that you indeed may be that which you would call the rod of God. That which you call the lightning rod. And so, it is nigh unto the ripeness of time for this. Indeed, the time is now as you term it to be. It is a culmination of eons of time into the harvest. Indeed, it is a climax into the unfoldment, a grand orgasm, as it were, into the bringing forth of the experience of the God that you are, and the God that all the rest of humanity is as well, and all of life. When you perceive the beauty, even in a blade of grass, yea, even the ants upon the ground, as it traverses the blade of grass in its labor of its own experience, bringing forth of the fruit unto that which you call its nest, as it participates with its fellowship and its community of spirit, you shall perceive the mirror there for you as well, as you do this even in your own experience of life. You will understand that which you would call man-made, inanimate. It also has consciousness, and it also is converging. For that which you call the atoms would not be held together if there were not a consciousness there. The consciousness is part of your own consciousness, for you have collectively created it to be thus. And as you allow it to be perceived in its own beauty, as created through divinity of yourselves and through that which you call the mass of consciousness, you will indeed allow that which you call collective consciousness to understand a penetration of that which you bring forth unto it. And indeed, that one penetration of the essence of divinity perceived, the oneness, the unity, the harmonic convergence indeed, as it is allowed, it will be likened unto what you call the 100th monkey. You all understand what this is, eh? And it will become collectively allowed, perceived. It will be a grand curiosity for some of your scientists of community, for some of your religious understandings, ritualistic, dogmatic understandings, for they also are having their own convergence. They also are having their own mirrors, which is ground. In non-judgment, you will understand all experience as beauteous and wondrous, and be in awe of your creation of them. How did I get myself into this one, you'll say? What is there for me here? You will understand. You will know. Your siblings come into the earth plane to be your grandmasters and teachers. It is that which you call a reversal of rules. You will become their students. They will be your university. You will understand their beauty and wisdom, for they will indeed be the visionaries of the past, present, and the future. As they understand no time, they will teach that which they call their parentage, no time. That which you call the grand slave driver of this your earth plane is that which you call the master called time, and it is a convergence for this as well. The release of the slave driver of your clock face. Did I hear an amen somewhere? That which you call the experience of God upon the earth plane, understood God, man aware, will allow his experience to unfold in its own ripeness without that which you would call the expectation of the allowance of a certain amount of your time as it is elapsing unto you. For you will understand the foreverness of that which you call now, the jewel of the now. You will perceive it. This is the convergence point. This is that which you would call the bringing forth of that which you call history as you have known it to be, in your experience, no more. Only to be that which you would call part of a facet of a God in life. Not to be the only life, but to be merely a facet of life. And you will perceive all the other facets of this jewel of life. You will become multidimensionally aspected. We will discuss at a later time that which you would call the bringing forth of the harmonics, the tones of you, the bringing forth of that which you call the silver webs of you as it comes forth from every atom, yea, even every cell of your body, and that which you would call the bringing forth of the knowingness of your Mayan calendar, the calendrics of grand Mayan civilization. And why for 144 in 1,000? And why for that which you call your grand changes upon the earth plane? And why for that which you would call this point in your history, for that which is the convergence point? Be likened unto that which you would call lines within that circle of humanity, all intersecting and coming into union in the center. Allow yourself to grasp one another heart to heart and allow the love to penetrate the breast of one another. For that indeed is the grand connector, that which you call love. That is the grand convergence. That is what will be brought forth into understanding of the earth plane, to bring forth a peace upon the earth. You call it your peace meditation, your hands across America, and all of this to allow that which is disharmonious to dissipate from your experience. It is merely the bringing forth of the harmonic convergence of humanity in one manner after another, so that indeed all discordant experience will pass away. World peace will be discussed in emphasis of your later time. And why for you are all emissaries, and indeed how you shall experience what you call the convergence of your races, your nationalities, your warlords, even that which you would call the understanding of Reagan and the Bear Country. Indeed, you shall go forth here from this time onward in allowance of yourself to be the channel, the conduit of the God essence of you, so that indeed you may bring it forth into the earth. Flower, blossom, allow yourself to open unto that which is the light. Allow the splendor of the rays to bring forth their warmth and caressing upon your petals. Allow indeed your beauty to be understood. Allow the rose of you to come forth. Allow indeed the emotions to spill forward, and the sweet nectar of the soul to spill forth across the softness of your cheeks and drip into the earth to water it. Allow yourself to be jubilant and joyous. This is a festival. This is indeed what you have termed party hardy. So go forth from here and be in embracement. And if you would desire a different reflection of yet another manner, then indeed it shall be thus. I will bid you farewell for now, and I indeed bring forth my honor to be allowed to be in your magnificent presence. It is truly in humble understanding that I bring forth my presence here. Truly, gods, all of you shall understand this in the nearness of time. Then you shall understand why I be at awe. 'Tis a splendid, glorious understanding of that which you call the converging of humanity into God. You will have that which you call a mirror before you over and over again. Yea, even before that which you would call the understanding of the converging becomes part of your conscious awareness, it will occur. That which you will find will be the aligner, the attuner, the balancer, as it were, of that which you would call the discordant, bringing forth of experience into your awareness is a grand understanding that you call humor. Indeed, an elixir that is an all-fixer. Indeed, a tonic for the harmonics. Now, if you would desire to tickle yourself with the feathers of your experiences, allow yourself to go forth with buoyancy. Float upon the waters of life as they come streaming forth unto you. That is what is meant by go with the flow. Indeed, that is what is meant by allowing all that is to be in jubilance and bubbling effervescence, allowing the flow of the tone of life to come forth unto you in the babble of the brook, as it were. The joyous expression of going forth over the rocks around them, dancing as it were, and not fretting about the rock itself. Now, that which you term to be the tones, the notes within your embodiment as they emit forth themselves from the seals, that which you call your chakra, they will also come into the converging point of your instrument, the celestial instrument that is indeed the connector, the communicator, the corridor, from the all that is unto three-dimensional experience that is indeed in transition into fourth. And that which you call the relationships between the notes of the scales that you call your music, and the relationships of the frequencies emitted by your seals will also come into understanding of countenance with one another. And so your seals will call forth that which is the assimilation or manifestation of experiences for them to resonate with, to align them, to balance them, to embrace them with love unconditional. That phrase has a lot of exercise these days in your time, but people do not understand what indeed it means. The essence is the entities that speak them forth by rote, not by understanding. Now, when your embodiment was in the womb, surrounded by the waters of life of your mother, and that which you call your heart was in development, and had that which you call wing-like fixtures, appearances, appendages, upon either side, very much like a flying heart. And from this developed that which you call the fingers upon your arms and your hands, as it were. Indeed, your arms and hands grew from your heart. That is what is meant by embracing. Allowing the extension to bring forth re-countenance with your soul through your heart. Many of you go about hugging one another. That is what it is called when you embrace. A hug, a roundabout way of expressing affection. But do you know, when you make the heart-to-heart connection, you indeed are allowing the union of your embryonic understanding yet again. That which is love, that which is of the heart, with your embracing instruments. And if you do so from the point, the apex of love, of all that is as it comes forth unto that which you call your experience of life, then indeed you reharmonize with all entities, even those you would consider to be discordant. And allowing the flow of this tone to come through you onto all your seals to harmonize with these entities. And therefore, as you express in that which you call a hug, you are one and yet separate. Indeed unique, but in oneness of that which you call the all that is. You will indeed become merged with that which is humanity through this expression of symbolic understanding of love. Go forth and kiss them all. Do you know that that which you call life kisses you on both cheeks as it dances merrily through the day of your experience? It laughs. Heartily it does. Indeed. And that which you call the kiss, go forth and give it to an entity that does not expect it. That is a harmonizing agent, a tonic indeed. They ask you why for, and you can tell it, because I love you. That is what all entities upon the earth plane will be doing to bring forth that which you call peace upon the land. That which is the harmonic convergence is not only of this world, it is multiversal, more than universal. Beyond that which you understand as your systems, your galactic understandings. A kiss, indeed, is an anatomical juxtaposition of two muscles in the state of convergence. Allow yourself to exercise this state quite a bit, and you'll find your life in harmonizing state. Now, that which you call your music, many of you understand different forms or fashions of it. You have different representations of the tones and their different characteristics of frequencies upon this you're playing. And you resonate by identification of your own resonance to it. In other words, if you desire that which you call Western of music, you resonate to physical rhythm. And that which is physical rhythm is experienced through physicality, that which you would call the essence of the vibrations. That which is melody, that which you call Eastern, likened unto your sitar, etc., is free-flowing. It has a free flow to the rhythm, not a form rhythm. Therefore, it is attuned to non-physical experience of the frequencies. And as you merge the two of them together, you allow the merging of the physical and the non-physical essences, which indeed will allow the merging of the cultures and all that which you call culture represents. You will understand the uniqueness and the beauty and splendor indeed of that which is different from you, and you will bless it in its uniqueness as a different aspect of God I am. Indeed, you will not come to recognize one particular flavor of that which you would call the understanding of your earth plane to be likened unto you, but all of them you will identify with all that is as life unto you that you call God. Now, that which you would call this expression of an opening, an opportunity that you've termed the harmonic convergence is not a point in time. Even Yeshua have said that the time for the harvest is now, and this is always the case. The time for the harvest is always of your now. It is merely that which you call an apex point of the energies coming forth onto you as a communicator, a connector as it were, a corridor, unto the all that is. And you may choose in each ensuing moment to perceive it yet again in the grandeur of all that is, that which you would call the grander symphony, than you perceive in three-dimensional reality. Each moment as it comes unto you as a new moment of joy is another convergence. Each moment, each now. And if you miss it, it is not a thing that is missed, it is merely that which you would call the non-perception of that moment. But indeed it may become a perception in this moment, so do not feel as though you have to catch a train, as it were. It is not a searching for if you search for it and go forth onto the mountain to communicate with God, as it were, you'll never have awareness of it, for it is here, my dear brethren. It is not here. All that is here is merely a reflection of what is already here. All you need to do is perceive and become aware that it is you, and through you, your expression or experience of life. As you search to communicate with God in that which you would call your meditation, you're getting hints from that which you call life or humanity is experienced in third density. You do not understand that God is everywhere about you and in your constant communication with it at all times. Once you become aware of that, you have converged. As you attune to each understanding of the aspect of God, through the blossom, through the fragrance of that which you call your stew pot upon the stove, through all of life as it is enhancing onto you, you indeed will understand the converging more and more and more. The blossoming of you will be understood. The garden of God will be perceived. The alignment and attunement of the 144,000, as you have called them, will become that which is the rod of God, as it were, a direct influx of energy into that which you would call this your universe. And all the other multidimensional aspects of you will be influxing it into other parts of the universe, and indeed into other aspects of this your universe that you do not perceive, that which you would call alternate reality. Parallel life. You will experience feelings, emotions that you know not whence it came from. That is because it is converging. Your soul essence is coming onto you to become part of you, to enhance your knowingness. And therefore you capture and embrace the emotion contained within it, even though you do not have outward cognition why for it is. You are becoming enlightening of yourself and of your experiences. That which is the seat of emotion, of your embodiment, you may allow that which is the compression of it or the inhibition of it, and you will find yourself in a situation of indigestion. For you are not allowing the flow of it through your soul essence. And therefore you will find yourself in many situations that you would call upon the hot seat, as it were, in very discordant circumstances. But this is all right, for indeed as you recognize and perceive the beauty of what is before you, what you're experiencing, then indeed you will allow more and more and more converging to occur within your own essence. And as it occurs within you, you are a reflection of that which you call your humanity. All the other aspects of God I am. And as indeed you allow the embracing of them, you allow the harmonics of yourself and your knowingness to be perceived by their mirroring from you, their own essence. Now, what you understand is the note and tremor within your being, within your seals, will come into balance, will come into harmony of themselves. Your seals will make themselves known unto you. You will become choked up, as it were, congested of the digestive system, all out of breath, as it were, at times, frustrated of the belly, the solar plexus. That is what you call the 12 days of preparation that are coming onto you. That is what you would term to be the mirroring of yourself to perceive the grandeur of that which you would understand as your experience. Now, when you allow the balancing of these emotions to occur, you will allow your soul to pour forth. Allow the rivers to stream forth upon the softness of your cheek. Do not bring stoppage onto it. Do not dam it up. Allow it to flow. You are the conduit. You are the harmonizing agent. You indeed are the harmonic convergence. Now, as you allow this to occur, do not judge yourself. Many of you have sore faces with lines of that which you call the coarse cloth of judgment. And indeed, that which you would call this convergence, you may perceive beyond the cloth and not judge, not be of understanding of judgment of your brethren or yourself, but allow yourself to perceive the beauty and the splendor of the dawn, of the dusk, and of your brethren as the sun sets and the sun rises. And yea, even unto yourself you will perceive this. You are the jewel of the universe. The treasure chest of life is perceived to be unfulfilled, but it indeed is filled with the jewels of life, and you do not perceive yourself as the pearls and the emeralds, and indeed the amethysts of all that is. When the grand creative essence came forth to create the universe in harmony, it indeed extended its essence into the grand abyss of emptiness and brought forth that which was this treasure chest. And allowed infinite fantasy to stream forth from its fingers and spewed forth the illustration of your galaxies, your constellations, your planetary understandings, indeed your endless universes. And as this was occurring, it was hung like chandeliers in your heavens, and indeed garnished with the stardust, and they all danced to the music of the spheres. Indeed, this is harmonic creation. You are all searching and seeking for that which you would call the quest of creation to recreate your life. Understand the quest of creation indeed as the bequest of Christus. That is what it is, bequesting Christus upon everything that exists. You need not recreate it, it already is. You only need to allow yourself to perceive its essence as beauty and isness of all that is. Indeed, allow your brethren to be swaddled in the living drapings of your heart and gently place it in the cradle of Christus. Allow yourself to embrace it with the allowance. That which you would call all that is need not be attuned to your particular feelings of how it should be, for this is judgment. And your judgment will always be mirrored back onto you. Allow it to be as it is, without judgment, and you are allowing the convergence. That which you call the 1-3-5 scale, this will occur in your own life. As you bring forth the halving of it, it goes forth into the next octave. And indeed, as you bring forth the understanding of the differences in the wonderment of it, it will go forth into the next octave. The frequencies will rise. It is indeed a supreme opportunity to lift the heaviness of the earth plane and of the universe, to bring it forth into a grander perception. Laughter is a grand lifter, as it were. And when there are discordant circumstances about you, laugh heartily. Allow your belly to bounce. It will realign all that is. It will indeed harmonize your chakras, your seals. The sounds that come forth from you, they harmonize. Do you know that your communication, that which you term your verbiage, it is indeed harmonic in and of itself. It is melodic. It has rhythm and meter. And indeed, the bringing forth of it will spill upon the earth plane as music from the soul. if it is indeed enhanced with the love of your soul. For that is the allowance of it to go forth into the higher frequencies, to transcend the space and time and the understanding of discordant circumstances that you perceive in your life. When you allow the embracing of that you term discordant, you will indeed allow that which is the understanding of the vibrations to pour forth unto you, so that you do not perceive it as a barrier, but indeed an opportunity. And that which is the harmonics of laughter and of sound of your communication will come forth from you, assuaged, soothed as it were, not rugged and jagged and frustrated, abrupt and brief. When you allow the embracing of that you term discordant, you will indeed allow that which is the understanding of the vibrations to pour forth unto you, so that you do not perceive it as a barrier, but indeed an opportunity. And that which is the harmonics of laughter and of sound of your communication will come forth from you, assuaged, soothed as it were, not rugged and jagged and frustrated, abrupt and brief. For indeed the sound may be silent. Harmonics do not have to be spoken. They already exist in vibration without the speaking forth of them. Merely a sigh is a harmonic vibration. When you sigh, is it silent or is it a coo? If it is a coo, it is the soothing sound of the soul that comes forth as a vibration of communication to the universe. Allow the instrument of you to be released. A sigh is an emotional release. Many of you perceive yourself as checked, as it were, in rein, in restraint, not allowing your soul to express through vibration called sound. That which you would perceive non-allowing of this is that which you would call the frustration of your tears. You do not allow yourself to cry, to weep forth. You do not allow yourself to express the sound of the soul through your physical merging, that which you would term to be sexual experience. You do not allow yourself to say, I love you, to a bedraggled gentleman in a park, or to a child that is in wonderment at the flower. You do not allow yourself to say unto the entities that you love them when they are in argumentative nature with you. Or when indeed they are giving forth their grievances unto you. How do you conceive that you can turn this world into that which you would call your heaven on earth if you allow yourself to participate in further discordance? Embrace the discordance. Allow it to be in love, and simply turn unto the other entity and say unto them, I love you. This will be a grand tonic. And indeed, until that which you would call the penetration occurs of their conscious awareness, continue forth in the stating of this. And not only the stating of it, allow yourself to respond in all fashion through love, through embracing. Go forth to an entity that does not expect it and embrace them. Give them a roundabout expression of affection. A dose of their own medicine through the eyes of God, as it were. Now, that which you would understand as frustration is that which you would call the bringing forth of the divergence of the polarities so that they may converge in that which you would call your Tiber superconsciousness. It will continue to be of emphatic representation, that which you call polarization, of unlimited knowingness, understanding, and limited knowingness and understanding called dogmatic, called ritualistic, called regulatory, and all of this. Allow it. Allow it to be known that it is indeed merely a different aspect of God I am. Give reverence unto it. Be jubilant in its expression. For in this jubilation, you are raising the vibrations of it. You're allowing it to go forth into the convergence point of superconsciousness, so that harmoniously you may embrace one another when the ripeness of time is at hand. This that you're experiencing has been known as the War of Armageddon. The war of that which you call the different aspects of you. The alter ego and the divine ego coming forth to encounter one another. Do you know how to harmonize it? Allow yourself to bring forth the ceasing of weaponry and warlike attitude, the ceasing of argumentative nature, the ceasing of that which you would call separation. Allow the merging to occur, the blending, as it were. Blend with ladles of love. Give forth lavishly your love unto the universe. Allow it to spill forth into the galaxies unseen. You are a conduit. You're not only a vessel. Your supply of love, that which you would term to be God I am, comes forth, is endless. It is eternal. Non-ceasing, you shall not run out. And as the river of life comes forth and spews through you unto the universe, you are a fountain.